Good morning, everyone. It's Monday, the 21st of December. The good news on that is that it's the shortest day of the year, which means that the days from now on are getting longer. But it's good to be with you this morning and to be sharing these thoughts again as we run up towards Christmas. We'll be doing this Monday to Thursday, right up till Christmas Eve. And then I'm going to take a break after that, but it's good to be able to do this on this particular week. Last night we had our carol service, and I know there were some issues for those watching at home. We think that was an internet issue, but we hope that you got most of the carol service. And one of the bits that you missed is up on the church Facebook page at the moment, which is our choir singing a virtual introit, which was just a lovely way to start our evening. Our Christmas Day service will, God willing, take place on Friday morning at 10:30. And again, we'll be in person and live streamed. And then Sunday the 27th, again, in person and live streamed, our normal Sunday service after Christmas. One of the folks who contributed to our carol service last night, as you know, was Jonathan Ray, and I just want to mention again his Hymn Time Christmas special, which is on Facebook Live on Tear Fund's Facebook page. Particularly if you go to Tear Fund's Facebook page, you'll be able to see that and take part in that, and it'll be a really special event, and I hope you will enjoy that. That's this Wednesday evening at 9 o'clock on the Tear Fund Facebook page. I'm going to read to you this morning from Luke chapter 2, and beginning at verse 1. In those days, a decree went out from Caesar Augustus that all the world should be registered. This was the first registration when Quirinius was governor of Syria. And all went to be registered, each to his own town. And Joseph also went up from Galilee, from the town of Nazareth, to Judea, to the city of David, which is called Bethlehem, because he was of the house and lineage of David, to be registered with Mary, his betrothed, who was with child. And while they were there, the time came for her to give birth. And she gave birth to her firstborn son, and wrapped him in swaddling cloths, and laid him in a manger, because there was no place for them in the inn. Perhaps among all Christmas readings, the most familiar of Christmas readings. And yet there's something that we need to learn, something we need to know and understand from that passage in Luke. Luke places his account of Jesus' birth in the context of the wider history, not just of the nation, but of the world. Caesar Augustus is ruling over the Roman Empire. And his reign, having been established after years and years of civil war, was greeted with great celebration and with all kinds of wonderful pronouncements. And of course, all kinds of titles being given to him. He was supposedly the bringer of peace to the world. He was, in some inscriptions, described as the saviour of the whole world. And of course, he himself began to regard himself as a son of the gods, as the August One. That's why he gave himself the name Augustus. But like so many political leaders, the promises of Caesar Augustus's reign disappointed. His successors on the imperial throne got progressively worse and worse. And you can read all about the sad history of the Caesars and their decline to the depths of a psychopathic emperor like Nero. There was a false promise in Caesar Augustus declaring himself to be the saviour of the whole world, or the one who would bring peace. And we're not unfamiliar with false promises in our day either. false promises that come in politics and from political leaders, false promises of science, false promises from the media and from technology. And it's not always their fault, actually, that those promises turn out to be false. Because so often we ask them to do what they cannot do for us. We ask them to give us hope and to give us peace. And that's not in their gift. That is not something that they can supply to us in a sure and a certain way. We can't look to Boris Johnson or Arlene Foster to bring us hope and peace in this dark and dangerous world. We can't look to Michael McBride or Ian Young to give us hope and peace in the midst of this pandemic. They can give us instructions, they can give us advice, but they can't give us hope and they can't give us peace, not hope and peace that last, at least. The media can't give it, and our technology sadly lets us down and fails to deliver on the promises that it makes. They can't do it. They can't give us hope and peace. For that, we need to look to Bethlehem, to a young woman who gives birth to a son, who is placed in a manger, and in being placed in that manger enters into all the filth and mess of a broken and suffering world. But this baby enters into that filth and that mess in order to change everything. This is the one who will bring hope and peace to the world, because this is the one who will come to clear up the mess of a broken and suffering and sin-sick world. This is the one who will come to make all things new. And we know from the record of his life and his death and his resurrection that he has done it. And so our hope and our peace this Christmas time come from the one who truly is the Saviour of the world. Jesus Christ, born in Bethlehem, born for us, to bring us hope and to bring us peace. God bless.